We have most of the key players here from Lambeth Council. Unfortunately, as of yesterday, we were told that we don't have anybody coming to see us from Tesco, which I think is a great disappointment. I can't give you any answer other than they said that they wouldn't be coming.
Tesco's didn't want to appear, so in a time-honoured and distinguished tradition, we'll be replacing them, and they will be represented tonight with 2 500-kilogram slabs of Morrisons lard.
It was necessary to close the centre. We acted on very clear advice from engineers and from officers, and did so. I think many of you will be aware that we did so following there was a crack in the ceiling, and I think Peter could talk a little bit more about that, where the ceiling appeared to be coming away over the pool, which is obviously dangerous and wasn't something that we were prepared to take any risks about. In terms of Clapham closing at the same time, Clapham is something I'd actually like Liv to talk a little bit more about.
I think people want to talk There are some people here who quite clearly do want to hear a context to the discussion, okay? No,
okay. I asked to have Clapham on the agenda because there are people concerned that there's nowhere to swim in the borough at all.
There's nowhere in Streatham!
No, I know that, but for anybody who's swimming or involved in any of the clubs at the pool, there's absolutely no alternative. So I was asked to put it on there.
Streatham first,
But most people in this hall are talking about Streatham!
Okay.
What I can tell you from the October meeting, when we were discussing this last time round, is that a huge amount of work has gone on with Tesco's. You will remember that Tesco's had at that point more or less just given us a revised deal, as it were, and we as the council said that we wanted to go away and examine that against both our policies, I think the principles that we want to achieve via the scheme, and also some of the other elements of it, such as planning, because obviously they had, until that point, a planning permission on an existing project, which is what we all know as the Streatham Hub. Through the course of the last few months, we have made it absolutely clear to Tesco's that there are, for us, very important principles that are in fact enshrined really in Lambeth policy, because they were put forward as part of the planning permission. And they, for us, are to make sure that we have, as part of this deal, a good quality leisure centre that meets the needs of people in this area. And that means a good swimming pool, that means a gym with X number of, gym stations or whatever, and facilities such as a dance studio, all the kind of things you would want to see from a brand new leisure centre where you started from scratch. That, for us, is an absolute. The second that is an absolute for us, and I think this is a cross-party thing, is the importance of ice provision. We know that Tesco's own the land where the ice rink is on, and we know that that is absolutely critical for us and for you and for the rest of residents of Lambeth, and therefore that for us is an unmovable part of any deal. Continuity is an unmovable deal. It's very, very important for us. And we have been very clear with them that those, as well as other aspects, but I think perhaps of less importance maybe to people here, are critical. And the planning permission that we gave to the previous scheme obviously asserted the importance of continuity of ice, and we see no reason why we should be diluting that commitment. So we have gone back to Tesco's and given them that very clear message, having gone through at some length the proposals that they gave to us. I have to say that they have subsequently worked very constructively and very collaboratively with us. And I'm sorry, I want to try and get to the end of the point. You will be able to make your judgment on Tesco's or whatever you feel about them. But what I'm saying is, from the council perspective and from our direction, those are the kind of things that we've said are immovable from any deal. Okay? They are considering, having gone through 2.5 months of negotiation, those negotiations will be coming to a head, as it were, in March, because they have a March board meeting, which is, I think, chaired by their big cheese, Terry Leahy, and that's when a decision would be taken. And we, as a cabinet, have decided that then we would have a paper, a cabinet report, which would be required by the end of March. And so therefore I am in a frustrating position of not being able to say to you, yes, we have a deal absolutely signed up, but I am in a position to be absolutely clear that we know what we want from this deal, and we have made that absolutely clear to Tesco's, and Tesco's response, albeit perhaps not indicated by them being on this platform, has been that they are positive, they are greeting that very positively. I know that time is pressing. If we didn't already know that after an 8-year period around discussing deals with Tesco, I think we know that by going to visit the ice rink, which I do, and seeing the state that's in, and more evidently, of course, we know it from the closure of Streatham Leisure Centre.